So this is a continuation to a series that we have going on where we talk to the agents for specific communities. We want to know a little bit about your community, the community that you represent with Point Homes, and what else is going on, in the life of Michael. So without further ado, Michael Pol.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I'm Michael Pol. It's been a dream of mine to be on this podcast, and I'm finally here. So thank you for inviting me. A dream of yours. Yes, sir. Yeah. It's all downhill from here. I'm just kidding. Now, what's going on, everybody? My name is Michael Pol. I'm a licensed realtor in the state of Texas. Been licensed for about 6 years, and been also a community specialist / listing agent with Point Homes for quite some time now.
Awesome. Earlier, we had product knowledge training over in Garden Park. Tell us where's Garden Park located?
Yeah, sure. Garden Park is located right off Mission Ridge Boulevard in Paso del Este or Pelicano, your choice of how you want to get there. But it's just minutes away from Loop 375 and 910.
Okay, awesome. And what do you think of the growth that's happening in Horizon? I know that lately we've had a couple of lot selections, different allocation meetings to get additional lots, additional home sites. What do you think of all that growth in Horizon? Especially, how does it affect you in that Garden Park Hillside area?
So the growth is phenomenal. It's extraordinary how much Horizon has been growing within these past few years alone. You've been seeing so much growing from, communities to commercial developments and whatnot. And you're starting to see that Horizon's becoming the new area of El Paso where everybody's trying to move to flock to, just because you have, an award-winning developer, Hunt Development, going in and creating these great communities for families to fall in love with, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because near this community, which you said is between Pelicano and Paseo del Este and Mission Ridge Boulevard, I know that they just started up the East Lake Shops,
right?
Which is full of big box Burlingtons. What else is on?
You got Specs. Yeah, you got a Sushi Freak. You got even a Chick-fil-A that's about to pop up as well too. Yeah.
And then that development right there on East Lake is pretty crazy. They have a bunch of restaurants going up, a bank right there in the corner. I think it's Westar Bank. And just everything that you need to not have to. I feel like Horizon is really becoming a little bit of a metropolis where you don't necessarily have to travel outside of Horizon to get what you usually get, elsewhere. Am I right?
Right. In a way, it's becoming self-sustainable.
Okay.
So they're bringing entertainment, they're bringing shopping there in Horizon to sort of, take away the everyday hustle if you're trying to drive to Far East, because we know that Far East has already met its max. I want to say not potential, but it's pretty packed out there in the Far East. So
not only that, I feel like the infrastructure, whereas in Zaragoza you have a 2-lane highway, if you will. Once you get to Zaragoza and Tierra del Este, it's only 2 lanes going each way. Over here on East Lake, it's 4 lanes going each way. So the way that you get to and from places, on top of that, on the Far East side, not that it's a bad place, but on the Far East side, the way to get anywhere, it's Zaragoza. Right, Zaragoza is the main one that crosses. Then every other street crosses Tierra del Este, Pebble Hills, Edgemere. Whereas in Horizon, you have Paseo del Este, which is also 3 to 4 lanes on each side, and then you have East Lake, which is 3 to 4 lanes on each side. And I think that allows for you to have good flow of traffic. Not as much of a traffic jam. And just to piece up for the viewers and for yourself, how this is going to work is we're going to mash up what we recorded earlier at your subdivision, in your community. And you touched on something really, really cool, which was the fact that in your area, it's more of a second-time home buyer.
Right.
There still is first-time home buyers, but you are seeing a lot of that second-time home buyer. People that are looking to upgrade their current living situation or maybe downsize their current living situation, and now they're looking for a big word that stood out to what you told me was quality.
Right.
Now they're looking for quality because as a first-time home buyer, maybe sometimes you make the mistake, or you go for the cheapest option, the lowest price. Whereas a second time home buyer, what kind of experience are you having with those types of people?
Yeah, so we're seeing second time home buyers, even third time home buyers, and they're starting to realize that their first home was pretty much not what they were looking for, or what they were looking for at the time. It could have been the price point, it could have been the location, but now that they've been living in it for quite some time, they're finally realizing that there's a lot that has to do with quality. You know, I've had buyers and I've had sellers as well, coming to me and saying, I should have bought a point home, or I should have gone with this builder, based off of the quality that they're starting to realize that is a necessity when purchasing a home. But yeah, we're starting to see a lot of second time homeowners and third time homeowners coming into Garden Park and looking at what we have to offer now.
No, that's...
and right from the get-go, one of the first questions is, what type of quality does Point Homes have to offer me? You know?
Exactly.
And so we start educating them and start giving them the knowledge of how we built. And you know, one things that I really appreciate that Point Homes does is, from ground up, you're looking at a frame tour. You know, once the home goes into frame, you come in with a Point representative and they educate you. They show you what your home looks like at bare bones stage, your bare bones.
Okay.
Not a lot of builders do that. With Point Homes, they're not hiding anything. They're not trying to mask anything. If anything, they're proud of the way they build their homes.
Yeah.
So that's something that I've always appreciated with Point.
Okay. I mean, to kind of touch on that, people asking you right off the bat, the question is more quality than price, right? It's
right.
What kind of quality, what kind of incentives, what kind of features are you guys offering in that specific community? What price point do you guys start off at, and what's probably like the smallest house that I can find right now in your area over in Garden Park?
Yep. So our starting price point out there is $372,500.
Okay.
And that's going to be our Stratus floor plan. It's 2,407 square feet.
Okay.
4 bedrooms, 3 full baths, plus a loft as well too. And our homes range from you're looking at 2,100 square feet all the way up to 2,800 square feet.
Okay.
So our starting price point again is the Stratus at 372.
Okay, so 372 in that area. Now today we covered a couple of different areas, right? We met at the Hillside Park model, which we're going to be starting 20 home sites here in the near future. From there, we went over to Garden Park, and then you have another, special little spot, which is Gateway Estates.
Yeah,
that's somewhere where a lot of people had been requesting. And where is Gateway Estates?
Yeah, so Gateway Estates is right off of Vista del Sol. We're right behind where the Harmony School is.
Okay.
Adjacent to Best Buy and Target. And again, you're talking about a great location, just minutes away from shopping centers, the Harmony School, also Joe Battle. You just have to get on Vista del Sol and you're right there, right down the street from the Loop.
Yeah. So Gateway Estates, I'm thinking it's a little bit of a different product, and this is just from me driving the subdivision, right? Because they say the way that you know an area is by going there and just getting lost a little bit. And that's what I do whenever we get a new community. I go and I know how to get in through one side, get out through the other, and back and forth. But I do see smaller homes in that Gateway Estates area. Am I right?
Absolutely. So out there in Gateway Estates, you're going to see. Now you're going to start seeing your first-time home buyer looking at that area more, just because our price point is more affordable. The homes are a little bit more smaller than what you'll find in Garden Park. But still, nonetheless, you're going to find the same quality within these homes, just as you would on a $500,000 home. Okay.
So what you're telling me is Point Homes doesn't necessarily cut the corners, whether it's a small first-time home buyer, home, or a big, semi-custom third, fourth-time home buyer.
Exact same quality. Yeah,
okay.
Exact same quality. You will find a few features that are different throughout our communities. For example, in Garden Park, you're going to find clay tile roofs. You're going to find plantation shutters on all major windows, just to name a few. Soft closing hinges, cabinet hardware. Whereas in Gateway Estates, you'll start seeing that the features are going to be its own there in Gateway Estates. So you'll find shingle roofs, you'll find 2-inch thick full-wood blinds, but we also have some great floor plans. I want to mention the Manaki. That one has a few changes that the builder made, and something again that I love about Point is he takes the feedback that we give him. You know, we listen to our buyers coming in. We give that feedback to the builder, and he's able to make some changes to you know, provide or deliver a floor plan that buyers are looking for. And the Manaki has a really nice standalone tub in the master bath, and I got it up on Facebook if you guys want to check it out. But there's some features out there that make the home look like
that semi-custom feel.
Semi-custom, exactly.
Not a semi-custom price.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's one thing that I love about Point Homes, amongst other. Before you were a Point Homes community specialist, what were you doing? You know, we also.
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, we also created this to give an insight to whoever's watching to know, you know what, this isn't just a realtor. It's, you know, it's a young man that, you know, has this going on in his life, his, you know, children, married, things like that. So what were you doing before Point Homes, before real estate?
Yeah, I can't really discuss it because I signed an NDA.
No, there you go.
No, believe it or not, I only had one job before real estate.
I believe it.
Thank you. So straight out of high school, I actually started working at a doctor's office.
Okay.
And I was actually there for about 7 years. Yeah, so I started as an assistant. Didn't really care too much about it. I just thought of it as a job while I was going to school for advertising and graphic design.
Okay.
And so I was sort of juggling both at the same time. And a year or two passed, and the government started implementing these electronic health records and started making these clinics and doctor's office implement them. If not, they were going to be penalized.
Okay.
Right? So they pretty much got an electronic health record or adopted one, and they needed somebody to learn the system, teach the rest of the staff, teach the doctors, teach the 3 other locations that they had. And so they pointed at me and they said, "Hey, Mike, we need you to get in charge of this. We need you to you know, grab it by the horns and go for it." I was like 19 or 20 at the time, and so then pretty much I got into this position where I was working at at like the IT level, if anything. So I was doing that for quite some time. Yeah.
And then you went straight into real estate?
Not necessarily. I had my own little ventures at the time. A lot of doctors didn't know how to handle like the systems and how to implement them and get them running. Okay. So I was out there with my own little side business, you know, helping doctors with implementing and getting their electronic health records started up. And so I was out there, you know, charging doctors like $75, $95 an hour to set up these systems. This was like after hours or before hours, before my 9 to 5. But I was thrilled with it. I was making 75, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The
you were doing good.
Yeah, the amount of money that I was able to get from that was it sort of made me realize that I wanted to get into starting up my own business.
Okay.
You know, I wanted to step away from that 9 to 5 rat race, you know, and just working there from being 18 years old all the way up to, I believe, like 25, 26, made me realize that you're only going to get so far in a 9 to 5 job, right? You know, you're going to be putting blood and sweat and tears into this job, but yet at the end of the day, when you ask for a raise, they're only going to give you 75 cents or a nickel or whatever they got, right?
A nickel.
Right. So I thought, I'm done with this. I need to get out of this and move on to where I don't have a ceiling to, where I can actually put all my effort into a business and grow from there.
Cool. And that's how you went into real estate?
Pretty much.
Perfect. Yeah. And then you've been a realtor for the past, how long?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
That's good. What are some things that you've learned as a real estate agent, you know, being a new agent to now that you're more of a veteran, a tenured agent? What's one of the biggest learning experiences that you've had that you that you think is helping you when you're working with clients and they, they see the reflection of, oh, well, this is his experience is what's leading me to make the decision to buy or sell or do something like that.
Well, for one, you got to have thick skin.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not all fun and games like $1 million listing shows up on HGTV. It's entirely different. So you got to have thick skin. You need to be disciplined, and you have to just chomping away at the bit. It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. So learn to control the controllable, and anything else you can't control, just somewhat like you got to ride the wave.
You ride the wave with it.
Yeah.
Cool. And then before we started recording here, you showed me a little project that you've been working on, that you wanted to introduce to El Paso. Yeah. Can we see that a little bit?
Absolutely. Yeah. For the very first time, we're going to be unveiling Welcome Home El Paso. This is actually a booklet for your consumers.
Can you zoom in on this?
For your home buyers.
Welcome Home El Paso. Boom. Let's see what this back page has.
That's a point.
Logo. Make sure you point out the logo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what it is it's basically bringing all your home needs to you in this booklet. So if you're looking for a loan officer, if you're looking for a builder, if you're looking for a landscaper, anything and everything you can think of real estate will pretty much be in this booklet. And you can find it, which we're still working on right now. We want to be in stores, and you're talking about Vista Market, Walgreens, Walmart.
So you're working on some sort of like distribution deal for that?
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that's cool. What do you think led you to say this is something that I wanna pursue? Because this is really, the quality of it and just touching it here feels different than the typical booklet that you find there.
Exactly.
So what led you to do this? Something like this.
Again, quality. You gotta think about quality. I didn't want to just make your typical standard magazine. I wanted this to actually have some weight to it, physically and metaphorically speaking.
Okay.
And Welcome Home El Paso, it was actually an idea of mine when I was walking out of a Vista Market. And I grabbed one of those booklets. I think it's like an El Paso Kids directory. And in those directories, you can find jumping balloon companies, table and chair companies, anything and everything you need for...
I'm going to put it here as a sponsor. And you
go ahead, man.
You owe me a couple $100 now.
Or I might charge you.
Yeah, right. And then?
And so I thought that there was something missing within the market, in the real estate market, that home buyers can gravitate towards. And I'm trying to get away from the mobile ads that we have. What's the last mobile ad you saw on your phone?
I'd have to look at it.
Exactly. Yeah. So imagine if you had something like this that you just grabbed from the store, you threw it up on your counter, and it's going to be sitting there for a couple days, but it's going to continuously be in your face, and you're going to grab it, and then you're going to talk to your hijos and your hijas about talking to, Juan Suarez. Shout out to Juan for reaching out to him and looking for a home.
That's cool. That's definitely it's an interesting concept. Because, like you said, we have the mobile ads and it's the TikTok and the YouTube shorts and the reels are all about, 15-second engagement and you're on to the next one. And you either catch lightning in a bottle in the within the first day or not at all,
Yeah.
And they go silent, they go dead because the algorithm wants you to push it to the front where, like you said, you take this one from wherever it is that you grab it and you throw in your car and then... Even if it's because it happens to me all the time, I need to toss this out of my truck. But then I look at it and I'm like, maybe it's valuable. I won't toss it out. I'll put it back there and then I'll look at it later. And then I eventually do look at it. So this is definitely something that a consumer, who's looking for different services, and this is going to be real estate related services. Just
primarily real estate related. I know there's other magazines and booklets out there, but they don't primarily focus on what the home buyer's looking for, what the consumer's looking for.
Okay.
Like there's a great magazine that El Paso is well known for. I won't name it, but
the City Magazine?
Maybe, possibly. But if you look through it, you're gonna start flipping through pages and get tired of what you're looking at. If anything, this is each page is just gonna have a short, quick, informative ad there for you to look at, and then just move on.
Okay.
Where the other magazines, they have a full description. You got to read the whole thing, or you're just gonna look at the person or whatever, the logo, and then move on.
Okay.
So this is more for finding something quick, or for finding what you're looking for, basically real estate related.
Awesome. Hey, so City Magazine, Mode Magazine.
We're coming for you.
Look out, because Welcome El Paso is coming for you.
Welcome home El Paso.
It's this guy. He's Michael Pol. I know where he lives. Michael, do you have anything else? If El Paso wants to reach you at, where can they reach you at? Where can they get your information to be guided into their new home, or to be guided into selling their home?
Yep, you guys can look me up on Instagram or Facebook. Just look up Mike Pol. I'm pretty sure I'm the only Mike Pol in El Paso besides my dad. But just look me up on Facebook, Mike Pol, Pol, and I'll be there. More than glad to help you out.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming on,
Yep.
Michael. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the insight and the knowledge that you brought with you. And I look forward to doing this again.
Cool. Yeah, thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Cool. Welcome home El Paso. Check it out.